boil some of the Ravs ravioli. Show you how you can do this simply. So all I use is a non-stick skillet. It doesn't necessarily have to be non-stick. You fill it with water, put a little salt in it, and then you're going to bring that to a boil. You want to make sure you've thawed out your sauce and have it ready on a tray. And then you keep your ravioli frozen until you're ready to go. So they're nice and frozen. And we're going to just wait for a minute for this water to boil. This is an induction surface, so it's going to cook really fast. It may take longer for you at home. So I'm just going to wait till this comes to a boil. It doesn't have to be a full bubbling boil. It just has to be hot enough to cook the pasta. And the whole point of this is you don't want your pasta tumbling around in the water because they will break. They are handmade, and this is a very tender pasta, and that's what makes it so delicious. So if we wait just a minute here. Now I use some salt in here because there is not a lot of salt in our pasta. We are very conscious of that, and typically in Italy they use just a very little salt in their breads and their pasta. So by salting the water, you're going to add some flavor to that pasta. And then you want to have available a slotted spoon so you can lift them out and drain them as they go into the pot. You might even want to have two so you can kind of drain them off if that helps. I'm going to have two here, so I'll be able to do that. So it's really kind of fun to do this when you're at a party, to do it right and have everybody involved to help you do it. Okay, here we come. We're starting to get little bubbles. We're getting close. Okay, you can see the steam. So I've got nice simmering water here, and I'm ready. I'm going to just start placing my ravioli in the water. I'm just using a variety of different flavors, so you can mix them up. The problem is just when you get them in the sauce, you don't know what they are unless they're marked different. So I'm just giving them a stir as I put them in the water, because when the pasta hits the hot water, that's when it wants to stick. But it's only for a second, and then it'll be free. Now these guys are all frozen, so they're sunk to the bottom of the pan, and we're going to wait till it comes back to a boil. And you don't need it to come back to a full bubbling boil, just a simmer. And what's going to happen is, as the interior of these raviolis start to thaw out, they're going to start to float. And they're going to come to the top. So by the time that happens, your pasta is cooked. I know some of my customers have told me that they don't feel like the pasta is cooked enough. Remember, this is handmade pasta. It's not the dry pasta that you used to have to cook and cook and cook until it's tender. That pasta is probably perfectly tender right now once it's finished thawing out. My bubbles again. Just making sure nobody's sticking. But I pretty much leave them alone. The more you play with them, the more they're going to want to fall apart. Now, if you're lucky enough to come into the Ravs house on a day we're making pasta, you're going to get fresh pasta. So when you put that in, once it comes to hot water, you put it in the hot water and it would be done by now. But the frozen ones take just a little bit longer. I don't find that they taste any different. I think they both taste just as wonderful. It just takes a little bit longer to cook the frozen ones. So here we go. We've got that starting to boil. And they haven't started floating yet. They're working on it. Now in this pan I have 6 of them right now. I usually can put a whole package in here. I put in 10 and that works fine. The only time I would do them in a bigger pot is if I had like 50 ravioli, and that's what I do at Christmas time. However, that's pretty tricky, and you will have some of them fall apart. You got to get them out really fast because they'll get done at the same time. And the worst thing you can do to these ravioli is overcook them. Okay, now we've got big boils, so I'm turning it down just a little bit so it doesn't boil too much. It stays hot, making sure nobody's sticking. And I can kind of feel when I touch the ravioli, they're still frozen inside, so I'm just going to let them cook here until they start to thaw out on the inside and get nice and hot. yummy. Now, if you're having a dinner party, a good idea is to go ahead and get your sauce done like this and cook up your ravioli, and then you're going to drizzle a little sauce over it, and then you can put it in like a 250 oven and it'll still more. You can even put plastic wrap over it and put it in an oven and let them set until you're ready to eat salad or hors d'oeuvres, and that works just fine. You don't want to let them sit too long though, or they will start to get kind of sticky and hard to get off the platter. Okay, they're starting to float. There they come. I don't know if you can catch that on the video or not, but you can see them coming off the bottom of the pan. And we're going to let them, I can still feel that they're frozen on the inside. So they're going to start cooking here. Again, I'm getting pretty heavy boil, so I'm going to just turn it down just a little bit more. Because these babies, they take a long time to make, so you have to treat them really nice. There you go. Now they're all free floating, so it's just going to be a couple more minutes after they float. Right now, that pasta is done. It's all you're waiting for is your innard slide. You can start seeing it, feeling them as they start to go. Like this guy is really getting going. You can see he's kind of getting a little wanting to fall apart, so I'm going to pull him out. And I'm going to drain the water out of him and then just put him on our platter. Now he's probably still a little cold in the middle, but he'll warm up on that hot sauce. Crazy, I talked like these are little critters. Alright, here we go. Got another one that's looking like he's getting kind of done. These are the weak ones. They're cooking a little faster, so I'm putting that one out. Let these go just a few more minutes. And these, the reason these are going faster is these are cheese raviolis. So the cheese cooks a little faster. These are asparagus here, so they're taking a little bit longer. But I can feel them all out in there. I'll just let them boil. Again, I'm keeping my eye out because if they look like they're going to start to break apart, pull them out. And there we go. I can feel that they're thawed on the inside and ready to go. So I'm just going to start taking them out. Draining off the water. Okay, good. So now you can just spread a little more sauce on it. You can put some cheese. A lot of people are just doing olive oil. These puppies are done and ready to enjoy.